Hello and welcome. This is Roofmonger. We have another installation of our tips and tricks series, this time with the wall crawler himself, Spider-Man. So in this, we're going to cover over some of the special moves, some stuff about the web glide and his air dash, his ability to instant overhead, and some other nicks and knacks. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, to start on not a special move, but actually one of his command normals, Forward Fierce Punch. I highly suggest you put that in all your grounded combos because A, the hit stun is really good. You can late cancel it and you can still get your combo. And B, it moves you very far forward. See here, so if we're doing like whatever, Magic Series, it brings you all the way back in to make sure whatever you're doing is going to connect as close as possible. So please make sure you're using that Forward Fierce Punch in your combos. Now, to go over the specials directly, first up we have the Web Ball. So it comes in Heavy Punch and Light Punch versions. The Light Punch holds them for a small amount of time, and the Heavy Punch holds them for a longer amount of time. You can also do it airborne. And see here, it will move you backwards, and the Heavy Punch, while it's done airborne, will move you backwards further than the Light Punch. Now, it will give you time to get into whatever, just so you know. As long as you're not sleeping at the wheel, you can still get in with the Heavy Punch version from full screen and get your combo off. Now, in the older games, going all the way back to like the original Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel Superheroes, you could normally go left and right on your stick or control pad, and you could shake out of the combo to get out of the web faster, and as far as I can tell, that is not the case anymore. At the very least, I tried to set myself up to get out of it, and I couldn't. It seemed to be in the same duration no matter what. So yeah, it's great. It's just a capture state, so if you're a fan of like Mortal Kombat or something, no different than like Sub-Zero freezing you. You're just stuck and you're gonna have to eat whatever combo. One thing to please note, in this game, the Web Ball can be punched out, like not even just like a normal, like a Fireball War or something. A regular attack can beat it straight up. So keep in mind, it's due to the power of getting a straight hit with it, leading to a full combo. That is the weakness of it, that even a regular attack can like errantly knock it out of the sky. But all things said, it's a great thing, and you can kind of just chuck one of these out, and it's very low risk and very high reward. Now for the Spider Sting, that's his Shoryuken. Just so you know, it's not invincible like a Ryu Shoryuken in any way, shape, or form. You will get hit out of stuff if you're trying to use it that way. It does have a follow-up on hit where you just hit punch again, and honestly, it's mostly combo fodder stuff, but since you see here it causes a ground splat, you can easily, after ground splat, tag your partner, do whatever combo. So if you're looking for tag combos, that's one of your better inroads into it. Now, as for the Web Swing, it's pretty much strictly combo fodder, but it's incredibly important combo fodder as it helps lead into your bread and butter combo. So I dropped it there, but you get the idea. Just the fact that it causes that little soft launch right there, so it's not quite as high up as a regular launcher or the Spider Sting or anything. That's what lets the combo work the way it is, because it's just the perfect height to get something off of it. So combo fodder, but critical combo fodder. Now for the Web Swing, just so you know, even though it looks like it is a grab, it is a true hit. So if the foe is blocking, you get nothing. So I know it looks like a grab, but keep in mind it is a hit, and that goes for the aerial version as well. You see, they can block it just fine, no problem. So it is, once again, it's great tag fodder. You can, before the move hits, so say you're trying to do like whatever combo into it, and let's turn off block, that would definitely help. Doing whatever combo into it. So right before it actually connects, you can hit your tag. See here? And the person can follow them in the corner and gets a follow-up. So once again, right before it hits, you're going to definitely want to back up because it moves them far away, and you get whatever follow-up after that. Now to speak on the Spider Cannon, comes in two flavors. Light Kick is a soft ground bounce, and the Heavy Kick is a wall bounce straight up. So kind of recurring theme here, a bit of a combo fodder, but just a quick note. So whatever combo into the light kick cannon, you can always get web zip follow-up, or a web glide follow-up, sorry. So you want to always do the heavy punch when you come down, not the heavy kick, because it'll just re-ground bounce them and kind of burn the combo. So anytime you do the light kick, go web glide, pierce punch, you can get whatever afterwards. The web glide, depending on where they are on screen, so if they're in the exact corner, you probably want to jump back web glide. If you kick them really far away, you might want to jump forward, or you might want to just jump straight up. It all depends on the nature of where you are and where you hit them. And one quick thing to note about the heavy version, of the two, it's the only one worth doing raw, because, now I'm just going to crouch here. See here, Iron Man, like, even though Spider-Man's awful small, the beam still hits, right? So, I botched it right there, the timing. But as you see here, the heavy kick version has an incredibly small hitbox and will actually lower you super low to the ground. So if you know someone who's got a very linear projectile, so not so much on Reality Stone because it's going to track downwards to hit you, but they have a linear projectile and you can smell it coming, you can do the heavy kick version, kind of crouch under it and smoke them, because you're even lower to the ground than your regular crouch when that happens. Now, to quickly speak about 3 of his 4 supers, because this super's going to get its own section. First we have Crawler Assault, and just something to mention, because I actually kind of botched it and I didn't include it in the Invincible Moves video I made, because I knew I was going to miss one, and this is the one I missed. The Crawler Assault is very slightly invincible. It's only a couple frames, so see here, I'm not going to go all the way to Iron Man, but if it's done in your face, you will have enough time to use those like 2 or 3 invincible frames you got to get through and hit. So it is an invincible move. It's not very invincible, but any amount of invincibility is definitely better than none, so keep that in mind. Now that said, next up we have Maximum Spider. It's air okay, you can do it ground or not. This is the very famous, it's probably, besides like the Hadouken and Shoryuken, probably the most copied move in fighting games? I don't know, there's a lot. You can name the franchise and you'll find a Maximum Spider ripoff somewhere. But yeah, it's your main combo ender for the most part. And that's kind of all to be said. It's iconic and, you know, solid ender. Pretty much anywhere on screen you can end a combo with it. Generally, in most combos you're either going to end with getting web swing, because it'll hold them in place long enough for it to connect, or jump fierce kick ground bounce when you're in the air in a combo, or, you know, anything really. It's fantastic. And to speak about his level 3, it's honestly, it's nothing to write home about. It exists. Has a nice little green goblin call out, but you know, all that really did is make me want green goblin in the game. But yeah, it's nothing special. It exists. It does a lot of damage. It does what level 3s do, but that's about it. Now, web throw. Like I said, it's going to get its own section here because it's trickier to use, and I'm going to talk about how to get some setups into it. So if I do it right in front of your face, don't work. So this move is an aerial move. So the foe has to be jumping for this move to connect. So right there they hit the ground, so I got time to send them with the dummy. But there we go. So when they're in the airborne, it does about 3.3k damage, I believe. And you know, it's a true throw. So there's no blocking this once it happens. But then you're going to say, you know, well, they have to be jumping at angles downwards. You know, how are you going to get it? So I want to show you a couple ideas just to get your head rolling. So this precludes, just to mention, there obviously is aerial teching. You can hold the direction, you kind of soft tech in that direction, and you'd have to make your setups in mind with that. But just for a quick example here. So say we got them in the web ball, we can do something like this. So web ball, and we're not going to finish our combo. So as you see here, when we don't finish our combo, they slowly tech up. So we're going to not finish our combo, then enter it. They've just teched in the air. Well, bam. Web ball. So that's the idea. So you might want to like put yourself in a position where the enemy won't even think of air teching. And you know, if their stick's neutral, there's a lot of setups where the web throw is now basically guaranteed. So that's just an ideal, and there's so much fertile ground for exploring on this, so please give it a shot yourself. Both setups where, you know, you catch them sleeping at the wheel, so they wake up right into it, so there's no choice but to take it, or maybe, you know, you have a setup that takes that air tech in mind and can still grab them and nab them and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, it's a very solid chunk of damage for 1 bar, so, you know, try to make that a part of the arsenal, because you definitely can be tricky with this and nab people sleeping at the wheel. Now to talk about web glide and the air dash. So the air dash, you know, kind of what you think it'd be. Just one thing to note, you keep all the momentum of it. So if you start it, your attack right at the start of the dash, you're barely going to go anywhere, but if you keep the dash going for a bit, you're going to have a lot of momentum going forward. You can use this to enable both cross-ups, fake cross-ups where it hits the right side and then you land the other side, and a bunch of other stuff. This is one of his key points of aerial offense. And now to mention the web glide. So 2 kicks in the air. It's any of the 4 diagonal directions. So you cannot do it straight forward or straight down. It only can be a diagonal. And long story short, I made a companion video about this, but web glide beats everything. Doesn't matter what silly move you're trying to do, as long as it's a projectile, Spider-Man is in when he wants to be in, and that's the end of the story, and you can't stop him. So check the companion video if you haven't seen it already at the end of this video, but yeah, this is the cornerstone of his offense when he wants to be in, I say. So you can cancel it after it hits into a regular air normal. So you do have to have a fairly quick timing. If you're a bit slow, you're not going to land your hit, but from there, you know, you can kind of just go for your regular combo into whatever. And see here, even if you're quite far away, at the very least, it'll always bring you like in their zone of control, even from like full screen. If you jump forward, you can really get in. So you might want to watch your normals. So from further away, you'd want the fierce punch instead of the fierce kick. Just because it has a wider, like stretching out horizontally hitbox than the kick. So it'll be able to hit them from a distance the kick necessarily might not be able to. But also if they're like somewhat mid-screen, you're somewhat on top of them. You can also get cross-ups with it right there. So that was the same side, hit same side, but landed cross-up. So afterwards, you'll always want to go for like a low kick, so they have to like a weird left-right block situation, or maybe it was a true cross-up, because it can be sometimes, depending on the angle. It's wonky enough that, see here, I'm trying to purposely do it, but yeah, it's difficult sometimes, unfortunately. But yeah, it's great. It's your ticket in whenever you want. No one can say anything about it. When you're in when you want to be, and for an aggressive character, that's the slice of heaven. Now to speak on his instant overhead game. So I mentioned briefly about his air dash, how you keep the momentum of where you started your dash, and your move follow-up keeps that momentum going forward. So if you're to cancel into a move right away, you can actually pretty much kill all your momentum and stay in place, like this. So that was an overhead attack, so that had to be blocked standing. So, you know, versus like, you know, your more standard jump in, where you're more elaborate and people are going to be expecting it. So there's 2 methods I like to show. I'm going to show my inputs here. So first off, we have the try button instant overhead method here. So I'm plinking all 3 buttons together. And this is mostly an arcade stick. If you're playing on pad, I highly suggest use the method I'm going to mention in a moment. But you hit fierce punch, you hit light punch, you hit light kick, all 3 at the same time in a plink motion. And that basically cancels the dash on the first possible frame and lets you go into, you know, whatever stuff after that. So it won't do as much damage as this one here. But like I said, this is like the quickest possible for both move and canceling the air dash. So next up is just double tap dash, and you'll immediately cancel your web zip here into a jumping fierce punch. So here you got to be very mindful of the ceiling, of the minimum air dash ceiling. But if you do it right, it's just, you know, as it says, instant overhead. And once again, you know, get whatever combo after it. And I dropped that beat. Of course I would, because, you know, live recording. But, yeah, so, you know, he's very quick. And, you know, just the threat of, like, dash low, you know, it's very real Spider-Man, because his dash is quite quick. And just the fact that I can go threaten dash low or threaten instant overhead, or, you know, multiple instant overheads at a time into whatever. So whatever method's preferable, but if you are on pad, the double dash method's probably going to be a lot easier for you. Just because you can use whatever key you have binded to dash, just double tap it, and you're going to get that instant overhead with the Fierce Punch. Now, to quickly speak on his movement, just as a reminder, so as he has a ground dash, he can obviously do the wave dash. I just want to mention, he actually has one of the better wave dashes in the game, as you can see here. So you can quickly cover ground, and, you know, be a threat on the ground, and, like, whatever, you know, ground offense, like I mentioned, you can really just dash in and go right for that crouch-like kick, or threaten the instant overhead on the ground. You don't need to start on the air, because it's, you know, very obvious sometimes. That, and just like everyone else, he's allowed 3 special activations in the air. But with a combination of both the web glide upwards and his air dash, you can kind of stay in the air a bit longer than most other characters.
Left swing, left glide.
You can see here, you can do some stuff like that. So it's not always critical to have.
Left swing.
But, you know, fun little thing. And, you know, if Dormammu's got that awful rose garden below your feet, maybe you don't want to hit the ground, that's a good way to stay in the air. And that concludes our tips and tricks video. There's very obviously, you're probably aware of the Infinite. I'm not going to go into that. It's going to be patched out. By the time you watch this, it might be patched out already. I don't even know. But just want to say, I actually did this one at the behest of my subscribers asking in the comments. Normally I wasn't going to give Spider-Man a second glance. He's not normally the kind of character I care about in fighting games. Very ultra mobile, aggressive characters are not my style. Usually I like the big slow guys. But that's actually really fun learning him. I actually might start playing him now. I like the fact he can get in whenever he wants. There's no amount like reality stones or anything that are going to keep him out. His angles of attacks are very fun, and I actually quite like the little loop combo here. I think it's very stylish. And I normally don't... I knew I was going to drop it. It's Peril's live recording. But it's very stylish, and I'm not really care about stuff, but it's fun to do. Like, it feels good on the fingers to do that combo. But anyways, I hope this video found you well. Thank you very much for watching. Go out and play some Marvel.